So, what's going on guys, Kate is here and welcome back to a brand new video. For today, we are taking a closer look at the top 5 best gathering builds and weapons in New World. As a gatherer, you won't be killing mobs or fighting other players, so in this video I will give you different weapons and abilities that are primarily focused on getting you speed boosts and giving you the ability to move very fast around the map. So first things first, I will explain for each build what weapon combinations you want to use, then which abilities you want to choose, where do you want to spend your attribute points, what gear should you wear, and many more cool things like that. So this is a quick guide on the most important things you need to know as a gatherer. And at the end of the video, I will even give you some simple tips and tricks on how to speedrun your gathering levels and much more. So with all this said, let's get right into it. So then moving over to the first gathering build, which is the hatchet and bow, and this is by far the best weapon combination you can use in New World to move around the map the fastest. So then first things first, where you spend your attributes, it really doesn't matter as primarily focus is on weapon abilities and the speed buffs they give us. But for this build, these are the attributes you won't have. And I would first of all recommend to get 100 in strength and dexterity. And around level 60 you should have 150 strength, 150 dexterity and 100 constitution. Then now let's move over to the first weapon, which is the hatchet. And these are the weapon masteries you won't have. As again, we are only gathering, I will show you only the best abilities and perks that actually give you speed and extra stamina. And as a gatherer, you won't be leveling your weapon that much. And I don't think that you will ever unlock the level 20 either. So first of all, you want to unlock this berserk ability, and then these 2 perks. Then unlock both these 2 abilities, and then these 4 perks. And now from here, take a closer look at the right side and unlock this one last perk, and that's it. So then moving over to the second weapon, which is the bow. And these are the weapon masteries you won't have. So first things first, unlock this perk, then this next perk, and now all of these 4 perks. Then unlock both these 2 abilities, and then take a closer look at the right side and unlock the last third ability. So now for my final conclusions for this gathering build. Like I said at the start, the main focus of these weapons is to only, and I mean only, get extra speed boosts and stamina. And know that for skinners you will have to kill few mobs as well, so that's why for example on the hatchet we unlock the range perk, so you can pull mobs from a lot bigger distance and much more. So this build to work efficiently you want to go full light armor, and keep on dodge rolling when you have regained more than 50 stamina, and keep on using your hatchet's berserk ability to gain 20% speed boost. And when that is done, switch to bow and keep on dodge rolling, and every time you dodge roll it will gain 10% speed, and every time you swap the bow it will give another 10% speed. So in conclusion, this is by far the best and fastest build you will ever get in New World. And on top of all this, don't worry, because at the end of the video I will cover as well how does the gathering gear work, when should you get it, how does the upgrading gathering tools work, and much more, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so now let's move over to the second gathering build, which is the one and only bow and rapier. And these are the attributes you won't have. So then first of all, focus on getting your dexterity to 200, so you could one-shot animals and skin them, but just in general, try to have this 3:1 ratio, so have 3 times more dexterity than constitution. And around level 60, you should have 300 dexterity and 100 constitution. So then moving over to the first weapon, which is the rapier. And these are the weapon masteries you won't have. So again, for this build we only focus on getting extra speed. So first of all, unlock both these 2 abilities and then these 4 perks. Then afterwards unlock this last ability and then this perk as well. And now let's go over to the left side and unlock this last perk, and that's it. Then moving over to the second weapon, which is the bow. And the same thing like in the previous build, these are the weapon masteries you won't have. So first things first, unlock this perk, then this next perk, and now all of these 4 perks. Then unlock both these 2 abilities, and then take a closer look at the right side and unlock the last third ability. And now for my final conclusions for this build. So here we have another great gathering build that is very close in being the fastest weapons in the game. And from using rapier fleech ability, it will give you a nice dash. Then after using the evade ability on the same rapier weapon, you will get an increased speed boost and gain 20 stamina, so you can keep on dodge rolling even more. And of course, last but not the least, you will get all the speed buffs from the bow, which we already covered in detail in the previous build. And again, like per usual, you want to wear full light gear. So what are you waiting for? Try this build out and have fun. Then with all this said, now we have come to the third build, which is the hatchet and live staff. and these are the attributes you won't have. So your main objective at the start is to get 150 focus and then get 150 strength. And around level 60, you should have 150 strength, 200 focus and 50 constitution. And then as for your gear, you want to go full light armor. So then moving over to the first weapon, which is the life staff. And these are the weapon masteries you won't have. So first things first, unlock this perk, and then this ability. Now from here you want to go for all these 4 perks. Then go over to the right side and unlock this ability. Then again unlock these perks, and then lastly unlock the last third ability, with these 5 perks as well, and that's about it. So now taking a closer look at the second weapon, which is the hatchet. And these are the weapon masteries you won't have. So first of all, you want to unlock this berserk ability and then these 2 perks. Then unlock both these 2 abilities and then these 4 perks as well. And now from here, take a closer look at the right side and unlock this one last perk, and that's it. So now for my final conclusions for this build. So one of these weapons will give you speed, but not that much as the previous builds. If you want to go with life staff, usually it means that you will be able to kill elite bosses by yourself, and just in general it will be harder to kill you. On top of all this, you won't need to craft healing potions, because your staff can just heal you, but it all comes to you at a price. Do you want to trade speed for survival? Or do you want to be as fast as possible? So pick and choose which build and playstyle you want to play more for gathering, and I hope you have fun. And with all this said, now we have come to the last build, which is the hatchet and great axe. And these are the attributes you won't have. So I would recommend to just keep on building your strength at first to 100 or 200, and then keep on building both these stats. And around level 60 you should have 300 strength and 100 constitution. And like per all gathering builds, you want to go full light armor, because we want to get that double dodge roll for extra movement speed. So now let's move over to the first weapon, which is the hatchet. And these are the weapon masteries you won't have. So first of all, you want to unlock this berserk ability, and then these 2 perks. Then unlock both these abilities and then these 4 perks. And now from here, take a closer look at the right side and unlock this one last perk, and that's it. Then now let's go over to the second weapon, which is a great axe. And these are the weapon masteries you won't have. So first things first, unlock this perk, then the first ability with the next perk as well, and unlock the next 2 abilities. And from here, lastly, unlock all these 5 perks. And then last but not the least, unlock the perk called the Bloodlust, and that's it. So now for my final conclusions for this build. Like we already learned, the hatchet using the berserk ability constantly will give you 20% movement speed, but then the great axe charge ability will give you another dash spell. And lastly, when attacking using the great axe, you'll be able to AoE damage a lot of animals in few seconds and gain speed from that as well. So if you're looking for a strong melee DPS focused gathering build, which is very easy to get and unlock early game to rush to level 20 or 30 just by gathering, then this is the one for you, so enjoy! Okay, so we just covered and looked into the top 4 best gathering builds, and now I want to go over a few things that will help you to gather a lot quicker, and just in general, tips and tricks that you must know. So first of all, there are 5 different tier gathering tools, and every few levels you can unlock the next tier. This is super important to know that the gathering tools are not locked behind gathering category. Like for example, you have to get 100 skinning level to unlock the next tool, but instead the tools are bind to the character level. So for example, at level 20 you will unlock tier 3 tool, and so on and so forth. So always, as soon as you unlock the next tier of the gathering tool, go buy it in the auction house or craft it yourself, and like you can see from the picture, the gathering speed will increase substantially. Then the second tip is that you can craft and use different foods to give you better chance of getting more materials. So like you can see from the picture, these are the best foods for gathering. Each food gives different times and luck rating, so just look into the cheapest food that you can make or buy for yourself, and this will speed up the gathering as well. Then the next tip is that not only you can get different foods, but as well craft charms that will give you more harvesting experience and things like that. Then even you can use different potions to increase your weight. These one for sure, don't use it till you reach level 60, and when they're easy to buy or come across. But just so you would know, these encumbrance potions speed up the gathering by being able to carry more. And then last thing but not the least, of course you should and can craft yourself gathering gear. which will give you small but nice harvesting buffs. I didn't want to include this in the builds because at the start, no one will be able to craft them, and especially after release, it will take time to level up crafting and having higher tier crafting stations. But when you do get a chance to craft them, then for sure throw away your default light armor and get this gathering gear. Just remember, always stay in the light category for the double dodge roll, and that's about it. There are of course many more different ways to gather even faster, by figuring out the best locations, or even buying and crafting better bags, but those things are very easy to learn, and they are self-explanatory, so I hope you enjoyed this video and found new information that you previously didn't know about. And with that said, I really do appreciate everyone for watching guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any suggestions, feedback, or different builds that you would recommend to other players, then feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. And while you're doing that, please click like, subscribe, and enable that notification bell, so this way you could support the channel and you won't miss any more amazing content from me. With that said, you have an amazing day, and I'll catch you in my next video, so take it easy, peace.
Yo, I ain't here